And, oh, here she is.
Surprise! Siyempre, I can't miss out on the Q&A portion, sis.
I know, it is one of our favorite segments, no?
Yeah, kaya nga this time, I wonder who will ace and slay the question and answer portion. We'll find out as each finalist will pick a card that contains the name of our judges and celebrity guest panelists who will ask a question, but they will not be judging them. And they will be given 30 seconds, and when their time is up, they will hear this sound.
And adding more spice and flavor to this round, we have invited celebrity guest panelists, and their names are on this table as well. If the finalist picks his or her name, we will connect via Zoom for the all-important question.
But they will not give scores to the finalists, like I said a while ago. Let's just make that clear. They're joining us for the global-wide interactivity we could achieve through the digital medium.
Sounds great, so let's get started with this round, beginning with our first finalist, Binibini 3.
The celebrity guest panelist that I picked is May Sestina Parsons.
Binibini 3, turn around for your question.
Magandang gabi, Binibini. This is my question for you. If you can speak to all Filipinos abroad, what are you most proud of as a Pinay despite the grueling and difficult pandemic situation in the Philippines?
Filipinos are known to be resilient people, and we have proved this because we have overcome the pandemic. Although the pandemic may not end, but we see that Filipinos are fighting strong, even if they are undergoing problems or they lost their livelihoods, they're fighting for their family. And my purpose here as your Binibini is to be able to help all Filipinos become stronger and inspire them as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Binibini number 3. The next Binibini up is number 15. Celebrity guest panelist, Mr. Boy Abunda. Kindly turn back to the screen to see your question.
Binibini, good evening. And this is your question. Ngayon, madalas nating naririnig na it's okay not to be okay. My question is, when is it okay not to be okay? And when is it not okay to be not okay?
You know, sometimes it's hard to move on, especially that if we lost our loved ones, when we're depressed, when we have anxiety, but most of all, when we want to move forward in life. You know, my favorite saying in a movie, Disney, Inside Out, is embrace your sadness, because in embracing your sadness, you will feel you will feel happiness afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 15. Very graceful through that very challenging question from the King of Talk.
Definitely. And up next is Binibini number 19. Kindly step towards the table and pick your card.
My judge is Miss Maria Garcia.
Good evening, Binibini.
Good evening.
My question is, in what ways can a female public servant or politician can be more effective than a male politician?
Well, I really understand that all of us are doing our best to give the best service to everyone. And I can say that men servants are very strong when it comes to making decisions, and with women, they are very passionate when it comes to the things that they are doing, and they're very sensitive with the feeling of the other people, and that's what makes women servants different from men.
Thank you, candidate number 19. up next for our question and A round is Binibini 24. It is not an easy position to be in. The grace under pressure needed in a situation like this.
Definitely, Kat. And the questions are so beautiful, profound, and relevant as well.
My judge is Undersecretary Benito Bengzon Jr.
Our chairman of the board.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Here is the question. Given the pandemic situation now in the Philippines, should vaccination be a choice or a mandate?
Vaccination should be a choice. And I still remember the days when we were all longing for vaccines to be created. And now that vaccines are available, we tend to get hesitated because we fear of the side effects. But I encourage everyone to choose to get vaccinated because this is the big step for us to move forward and to protect ourselves and our loved ones. Thank you.
Very well said. Thank you, Binibini 24. Next up, we have our Binibini in the flaming red-orange dress.
Graciela Liman.
Hi.
Graciela.
I have chosen Mr. Enrique Hill.
Good evening, Binibini.
Good evening, sir.
Hi. Your question is, what are your thoughts about romantic relationships which began and developed on social media during the pandemic lockdown?
To be completely honest, there is nothing wrong with loving relationships that comes from social media because as we all know, we have harnessed the power of social media and this is something that we should celebrate because love knows no time, love knows no place. Even at social media, we can meet someone and we can be in love. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Graciela. And the last from this batch, we have Binibini number 7.
Good luck. I have chosen Miss Kylie Versosa.
Hello, Meiji.
Hi, Miss Kylie.
Hello. My question is, these days, beauty queens are also considered as beauty athletes with all the training we undergo. What is your message of inspiration to all Filipino athletes who are competing in the forthcoming Olympics in Japan, given the pandemic situation?
As a candidate myself, I understand and I completely agree that we are like athletes because we are required to be disciplined. We are required to give our 100% passion and focus on whatever we will do. And to our athletes, I know that you are also waiting for this to happen again. And this will happen again in Japan, and it's a good sign, and it means that there's hope, and we are go back to normal. Thank you.
Thank you so much, candidate number 7. And that concludes our first round of question and answer portion. Yes, and at this point, konting hinga muna. Let's take some pressure off as we take a quick break. It's our next 7 finalists' turn on the Q&A in just a few.